The spiral will maybe never disappear. It's about you using the knowledge to catch yourself, as what I call, at the top of the spiral before you are too far down, and turning that spiral upside down. So you start leveling up instead of being dragged down. The most effective way to step out of negative thought patterns is to learn how to ask the right questions. For the longest time, I was really quite excellent at spiraling out of control in my mind. I would look to the past and past events and conversations and analyze it to bits. I would also look to the future and really try to perceive what any outcome could be, worst case scenario, and prepare myself for that. This would lead to so much worry and anxiety and sleepless nights, laying thinking about anything in the past and anything in the future. I understand now that that is a survival pattern. This is to guard ourselves because we don't feel safe. This makes you so exhausted, and actually it doesn't work at all, let me tell you. This was the biggest problem for me working in a corporate office where there was so much politics, and I ended up living in survival for many, many years. These days, I see it quite often with my coaching clients when they are trying to set up business or go to the next level. They are so enthralled in their own thought patterns that in the end, they don't actually get to do what they want to do. Rather, they look at failures in the past or try to plan everything in the future, and they hold themselves back. When your mind is stuck in a loop, in a thought pattern, and can't get out, then you are focusing all your energy and attention in confirmation of the problem, not a solution. And your brain will look for the confirmation of your problem, which I speak about in part 1 of this 2-part video series. The link is just above. Once you start asking questions, that will change the whole perspective, and the brain will shift from looking on confirmation of the problem and start looking for a solution. You're literally using the RAS system to your advantage. So if your question is, I'm stuck going over something in the past, how can I break it? Well, first of all, you need to interrupt that thought pattern, and asking this one question is going to make you go, hang on, what? And as your brain can only focus on one thing at a time, this will now shift it into a different direction, and that's what you need to do. The question is, what is something good and positive about this situation, event, or problem or challenge that I'm thinking about? In the beginning, you're not going to come up with anything. So you need to insist. What is one good thing? Just come up with one small good thing about what you're thinking about. And the more you're focusing on finding the one thing, the more you're interrupting the old thought pattern. And this is really, really important to not give up. And once you find one thing, you're going to challenge yourself to find a second thing. What is a good, positive thing? What I'm thinking about in this whole scenario, and really focus on the smallest thing that you can take as a positive. And once you've done the second thing, come up with a third thing. Once you have 3 positive good things about the problem or event that you're ruminating about or thinking about in the future, then you have started to get your mind into a new loop, the positive one. This first one pulls you out of the spiral, but to really shift perspective, you need to keep on going. Very often, we are so flooded with emotional attachment, we can't think clearly. So if you're feeling like, okay, I found out some good things about it, then what? I'm still feeling upset, I'm still feeling anxious, whatever it may be, then you ask this question, which is, what can I learn from this? And whilst you are figuring out what you can learn from this, you will start shifting your perspective from, well, how is this threatening me, or why am I in fear, which is what the brain is focusing on, and then shifting it into a positive experience of learning and gaining an experience from this, which is different from going back into old cycles. So the first question is taking you out of the pattern, and the second one is now starting to shift your mind so it starts feeling differently about the situation, whether you're predicting it or looking from the past. The most interesting about looking what you learned from this is now you're going to create some distance to what it is that you're thinking about. This is where we start becoming objective, and we'll look at the experience from more of an informative point of view rather than an emotional point of view. And this is really, really key to move on to the third and most powerful question. You have come out of the pattern. You're now becoming more objective and wondering how this information can change things. And now to do the final thing, you need to start shifting it into how is this situation going to help me, contribute to me, or benefit me. So you're now going to step into a more empowered situation, and it's going to stop being a negative experience and start becoming a learning, generous, positive experience. It stops being a problem and starts becoming something useful to you, something that is a vehicle for your forward movement. It's going to be what is going to bring you something and not something that is blocking you. Moving through this wave of 3 powerful questions are going to change how you look at your situations from the past, but also how you're being concerned about something in the future. Let's say you have a meeting with a client or you're having issues in your business. If you come out of the pattern, ask what is good and positive about this, you interrupt yourself, then you're going to ask, what can I learn from this? So you become objective and start collecting information. And finally, how will this problem or challenge actually contribute, benefit, and be a positive experience for me? Now you're going to shift it all together. So practice these 3 questions and you will see the shift that it has in your mind and how your whole outlook on the life will change. The spiral will maybe never disappear. It's about you using the knowledge to catch yourself, as what I call, at the top of the spiral before you are too far down, and turning that spiral upside down so you start leveling up instead of being dragged down. If this inspired you, then book a 30-minute consultation call with me and we can have a chat about where you would like to go.